Hello again guys, and welcome to another video on how to draw wrinkles with graphite pencil. This tutorial came about from a request that I had from a subscriber, and I like to draw my wrinkles quite fast and realistic as I can, but you can go away and go as slow as you want and make them as realistic as you want. I went on Pinterest and found the oldest guy that I could find. He's basically got a face like tarmac, so this should come in very handy for this tutorial. And as you can see, I started around the eye, which basically led me up to this point right now. So let's just go through the materials that I'm using for this, the tools. I'm using a mechanical pencil with a 4B lead, but you can just use a pencil. As long as it's 4B, then you get a nice degree of hardness and softness, which allows you to basically keep your darks and lights. I've got a pencil rubber, Tombow mono. It's up to which one you use. This is just to knock in some of the highlights around the edge, and I use a makeup brush to basically spread the graphite around. So basically, as you can see, I've knocked in all this and I've left at the bottom like the bag under his eye, and I'm going to fill in this bag and I'll show you how quick I do it. And I actually use texture as I'm going, so where the light's reflecting, you've got it reflecting here and obviously here. I don't know, it's kind of like some ambient light going on, but I have got a reference, obviously, like I said at the beginning. I'm just trying to stick to it as much as I can. So he's got a crease coming down here. I do generally draw in all the creases as I'm going, so I'm going to put that bag in there. Then he's got a sharper one there, sharper one there, and that kind of it wraps there but also goes in on itself. So you're better off following the reference the better you can, because then you get more of a realistic look basically. And then this kind of comes up like this. That's quite a big one there. Yeah, I'll go with that. Right, like I said, look where your light source is. So if you've got light source coming from this way, you want to keep that lighter, and I hold the pencil right at the top because I've got more leeway of movement. But you should do it how you're comfortable basically. And what I do is, on the edge, I go darker, but I tend to go quite scribbly. So I'm using skin texture very quickly to show the transition from dark to light. So if I just keep going all along this edge, really fast, I'm just going random. It's just like creating skin texture, like I showed in another video with the charcoal. This is different obviously because it's graphite and it works a little bit differently. And then when you've done that, obviously like I said, I've got light source coming from that side. Go back to where the crease is, and you just want to go in darker. The only place you can have it jet black is right in that crease where it folds. So you just go black and push it out into what you've already done. Like I said, if you just keep doing that, that's all I've done up here. It's just dead quick, and then once you block them out this quick, if you feel like it's not as realistic as you want, you go in with your pencil rubber and then go back in with the pencil, and you just keep doing it until you get it how you want it. And when you do it this way, you've basically killed two birds with one stone, because you put the crease in, but we've also added all the skin texture. And obviously if it's an old person, they're going to have a lot of skin texture. So you've saved yourself quite a bit of time. So all I'm doing here, I'm just staying light again. I'm just transitioning from that dark edge into where you get that harsh lighting. And then going with the brush it out a bit, softens it off. You use a makeup brush with graphite. If your graphite's soft, depends on the brand of pencil that you're using. Don't push too hard, because obviously you will eliminate all that texture you put in. But because it's softened it off, it makes it look a bit more realistic. And then what you do is you come in with your pencil rubber and just tap out little dots like I did with the charcoal tutorial, exactly the same method. And you're just defining the top edge of this crease. You just keep tapping it. Take the brush again, kind of knock it back so your highlights aren't too harsh. And if you feel like you need to go a bit darker when you come in, come back into it and go a bit darker again. And push it back out. Obviously I'm doing this very quickly. If you're doing it like, just take your time with it. Still will take you hours and hours of work, but it will eliminate a lot of time. I find it does anyway. So once you've done that, move on to the next one. In this crease, this is a big one again, so it's like comes down there like that. Just going over my bridge. And then it's the same thing, you just quickly scratchy texture, go light, push into that light source. And try and be as random as you can. You random and make it look more realistic if you're random. And obviously you've got the crease there as well, so you want to push out from that as well. So you're transitioning from that side of that that crease as well. Like I said, then you go back in darker again, right on that edge. The only place it's going to be jet black is right inside that crease. Just want to push them out. You're just being random again. Go a bit darker on this crease, because it's connecting to that one. Push it out a bit. Line up a bit with the rubber again. The same method for each one. Push and tap. And you just define your work that you've just done. Put some of the skin texture back in. It's not all of it. Yeah, that's your second one. Then the next one. Right, again, just all I'm doing is basically just quickly flicking my wrist. It's like scratching, just lightly scratching the page, and it creates an illusion of skin texture. And then I use that obviously to look like it's transitioning out of the crease, out of the wrinkles. Like I said, you can use any pencil you want for this, but it is easier to do with this because it's such a fine point. But it will work with just a normal graphite pencil. And you want going darker again. See how I pushed in a bit too much there, where it loses the texture. It just looks like a linear line. I don't want that because it just makes it look fake. So what I'll do then is I basically push it out, push the graphite, I'll rub the graphite out until I make it look completely random again. So you know, it just looks like random texture again. Oop. Dropping everything. And you can come back in and make it darker again. So that's 3 of them done. It is very tedious, but you know, it's once it's all finished. If you're drawing someone who's old, like, it's really powerful drawing old people. Just it takes a lot of effort, but my voice is going again. See, it's the same method. Staying light, going in dark on the edge again. Just trying to be random. You see I've done it again. You know, it happens if you're going really quick. What you just want it to look random. So I'll do that again. Learn from my mistake. Okay. Well, we've got 2 left. I said this would be quite a quick tutorial for me. Like I said, I expect you to go away and like enhance this and come up with, you know, your own way of doing it, because you might not like this at all. Like I said, I'm just following the light source on the reference. Like I said, the light now is coming from there, but it's also shadowed over by, you know, all these wrinkles and like the, what do you call it, his brow is casting a shadow in this corner, so you probably have to go a bit darker on this edge. And I'm getting all that from the reference, I'm not making it up. Okay, so that's in there, and I'm gonna go darker up in here. And then basically I'm gonna push out that dark and transition it around my light source. So that's darker because the brow is casting the shadow. I probably should go darker in there as well, but I'll leave it for the purposes of this tutorial. I've told you. I'm just connecting to that other wrinkle. Yeah. I'm getting black inside that crease again, going back down there, pushing it out. Brush it, get the rubber on it again, add a few little highlights. You look at the angle I've got, to know I'm a lefty, but even if you're a righty, you just go like that. Basically when I'm tapping on the paper, I'm literally, as a tap, I push a bit, because tapping isn't going to take the graphite off. So when I go like that, I'm basically tapping, you can see it's taking it off, but I'm not going super hard. Yeah, you got that there now. And like I said, I go with the brush a bit again, kind of dust it off. And then this is the last one, it wraps around there. And the light source is the same. So light scratching again. Very quick way of doing skin texture on all people. If you're interested in drawing skin texture with charcoal pencil, there's another video on my channel. I'll leave a link to it in the description, because charcoal is a bit different. Where I use like a paper stump, pencil rubber, and I needed a razor. So you can, if you're more into charcoal, you can go and watch that. Now we're defining that edge again, go darker, push out. You can see there that you've got the wrinkle, but all that pattern that comes off just eliminates so much time. Make sure you're comfortable when you do this as well, because if you're constantly getting like that, it kind of messes with your forearm. Going to define the wrinkle at the top. They all do connect to each other. And you can go back into this and go dark here, and then them two connect to each other. So if you really want to, you can go really jet black inside here. I haven't, because I'm doing it quite quick, but you can get pencils like a Lumograph black 8B, which will go extremely black. But I just prefer to do this part of a mechanical pencil. I find it, like I said, it goes much quicker for me, and I eliminate two birds with one stone. So I just draw the wrinkle, then constantly do the texture, or the wrinkle, constantly do the texture. It's just like it all happens. I'm doing the texture as I'm doing the wrinkles, so it eliminates a lot of time. You can dust that off a bit. Again, just tapping out, be completely random. You can even put some of this highlight into the crease a little bit, so you get more of a random uneven crease. You make it look more real again. I'll go dark again. Push out from that crease. Yeah, so I'll call that done. So to sum it all up, basically all we're using is this, doing scratchy patterns lightly, going in dark where the crease actually folds, pushing out again, going with your pencil rubber, take out some highlights, dust off with the brush a bit, then define a bit more with the pencil. You just do this with every crease. So if you thought this tutorial was helpful, please like, subscribe and comment. I will leave a link in the description to the charcoal one if you'd like to go and watch that as well. And thank you very much for watching.